want us blind and you want us drug. You want us poor while you get more of everything. But you don't get to tell me what to think and what to do. No, you don't get to tell me what is true. 'Cause you're just liars, cheats and crooks. Change the rules and you burn the books. And so I don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. You want us tricked, you want us numb. You want us scared and you want us stung. You want us shot and you want us bought in every way. You want our minds, you want our time. You want us framed up in your crimes. I hope you know that it's time to go and we're taking names. 'Cause you don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. No, you don't get to tell us what is true. 'Cause you're just liars, cheats and crooks. Change the rules and you burn the books. And so we don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. 'Cause we see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. You don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. You don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. You don't get to tell us what to think and what to do. 'Cause you're just liars, cheats and crooks. Change the rules and you burn the books. And so we don't believe a single word you say. You're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. 'Cause we see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. 'Cause we're just liars, cheats and crooks. Change the rules and you burn your books. So la 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 word you say. 'Cause we're all liars, fakes and cons. Want you out and we want you gone. So don't believe this time you'll get away. We see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. 'Cause we see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. 'Cause we see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies. 'Cause we see la 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 all your lies. La 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 all your lies.
Five Times August. Did you miss that opening? Hadn't played it for a long while. He's been on the program many times. I think he'll go down in history as one of the great musical my tongue's tied. Chroniclers of what went on during these last 4 or 5 years. It's been a mess. He does great stuff. Hey, folks, welcome to the program. How's it going? Will you do me a favor, please? Will you please share this program? Click follow, click join, rumble, tumble, do it all. Get out there. Share this out there. It's one of those times where I just kind of want to turn the tables. I want to hear from you. I want to know how you're doing. Right? We gather here every day. Right? You're a crapaholic. You're a crap addict. You gather here every day. So I just want to figure out how it is all going for you. Hey, by the way, it's the last little bit of this special promo we've got going for lean. Lean helped me. Can you tell I'm leaner? I think I see it the most in my face. I can see it other places too, right? Thank God. Lean has done some wonderful things for me. Look, I'm going to read you some things, and you'll probably think I'm describing these weight loss injections. I'm not. These are remarkable weight loss testimonies that came from a doctor formulated weight loss supplement called Lean. That's it on your screen. Here's your little Q code. Or you can just look at the URL down below. I'm trying to fight off an allergy sneeze, which, damn it. Allergies finally got me. It's late in the season. I think there's been so much rain everywhere. Everything's in a bloom. And boy, when it gets to this extra bit, at least I'm not to the eye itching yet. I think I skipped that. Anyway, Patty said, I finally found a weight loss product that works. I wanted to lose 20 pounds, and Lean regularly curbs my appetite. Lori wrote, I've struggled to get weight off, and Lean has been a lifesaver. I've been losing a couple of pounds a week or more. Kelly said, amazingly, I immediately noticed an energy boost and a healthy weight loss for the weight, and it just started going off. I promote the product to anyone. So Lean was created by a doctor and a university researcher to target the goals of GLP-1s. You know, that's where the fat kind of loiters around. Well, they do it without injections. The studied ingredients in Lean have been shown to lower sugar, radically reduce appetite, and burn fat by converting it into energy. So if you're struggling to lose weight, and healthy diet and exercise aren't working for you, Lean is for you. So let's get you started 20% off. Use promo code Jovan20 at takelean.com. That's promo code Jovan20 at takelean.com. And again, that's takelean.com, by the way. None of this has been reviewed by the FDA. And it's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. And it is not a substitute for handing over cash to people under the government to, I'm making that part up. Anyway, it's not a substitute for care from a healthcare provider. Disclaimers. Isn't that interesting? I find myself being very cynical when we're in this disclaimer world again. Trust us. You need 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You'll never get it. You know what I'm talking about. I just laugh now when I hear that. I just laughed. I'm so sorry. One thing I don't laugh about is how the government's using your money. You shouldn't either. I think when it comes to retirements, that's the one thing that if you really look at it, it was the government telling you, and I'm just going to paraphrase. The government came in and said to you through your employer, listen here, you American useless flyover Bible-toting, gun-toting idiot. You can't take care of yourself, and we know you are so slacking that you can't even take a few bucks out of your weekly budget to take care of yourself. So I'm the government, and I'm here to help you. So the government rounded up millions of people, got the employers to put it in, and tens and tens and tens and tens and tens and tens of millions of people got a little bit taken out of their check. Well, if I don't see it, then I can't spend it. Now, I know you've been there pinching pennies. Who hasn't? Shit, I can remember being a dad as a teenager. Yes, as a teenager. I was poking fun at her. She took me seriously. I became a dad. So I know what it's like trying to decide, are you going to put off the car payment or, right? So you can buy diapers and formula and have daycare and stuff. By the way, I just saw something today. A woman needed to get 2 days of daycare for her child, full days. It might have been Michigan, 2 days. And 2 days of daycare, the price was $2,400 a month. Good God. I remember bitching when it was about $150 a week. But then again, that was 8,000 years ago. Insane, right? So look, we've all been there. But man, the government did it nifty, didn't they? They started getting little bitty bits of paychecks, made the employers do it. And it all kind of sat there. For your good, we're doing it for your good. No, what you did is tens of millions of people putting in money, gave them this little kitty dish that they gave off to their buddies. And the buddies get to invest it on your behalf. You don't get the benefit of the true full investment because you'd have multiple times of what you had. Anyway, this is why I tell people about JovanLovesGold.com, right? Now, this is where the rubber meets the road. You ever think about why people can think the government sucks? They don't take care of us. But then when somebody tries to show you what goes on with the system, you can't even go to a web address, at least to get some information. Think about that. See, the government kind of knows that. The government knows most people will never, right, click a button. By the way, Artistic and Rumble saying, just paid off your car loan. Congratulations. That's a milestone. Anyway, folks, I'm just asking you to go to JovanLovesGold.com. That's it. Just go there. Get the information in the free kit. Feed your brain. And you might learn. You've got a way around this stuff of the system, and you can use your own money, because if you try to take it out or use it for whatever you need, they'll take 50% of it. Right? Don't let that happen to you. And you might get $10,000 in free silver if your account qualifies. Okay, we're just going to talk. Would be nice if we were doing over gin and tonic, or maybe we'll smoke a cigarette afterwards. No, I'm not a smoker, but I've been known to smoke. I've never looked down to confirm it, but I have. Anyway, I want you to share this program right now, and let's just have an honest conversation about what's going on. Where do you stand? How do you feel? 2 minutes. Tee it up. Here we go.
This crazy world is telling you your sons can be daughters and your daughters can be your sons. When will the madness stop? Never. So you have to decide, will you comply or defy? They tell us all, you will own nothing, eat bugs, and be happy. Is this why America's largest food processing plants and food supply plants keep burning down? Do you really think this is a coincidence? Of course not. The system is telling us right to our faces what they have planned for us. You have a choice. Comply or simply defy their plan for us all. Defy the system's plan and execute your own plan. Abundant, safe, secure natural food supply. Introducing the Food Forest Bible. This bestseller by Jovan Hutton Pulitzer is the single most complete, executable, easy-to-follow plan for sustainable, self-managing food production for self-sufficiency and food security. For the first time ever, a coffee table, heirloom quality full color book which unlocks the ancient secrets of creating a food forest. Imagine planting in a way which requires no digging, no pesticides, and creates massive ancient food abundance. No fooling. Food forests are the ancient secret to planning and planting once. And have your own Garden of Eden, which will feed your families for decade after decade. Buck the system. Buck the New World Order and order your very own copy of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's Food Forest Bible. Learn how to create a sustainable, self-managing, natural food production for self-sufficiency and food security for your family. side yard, small yard, backyard, backlot, or even lots of acres, the Food Force Bible works for everyone. Order on Amazon, hardcover, softcover, or ebook. Don't comply. Expertly defy the system.
Warning. The following program has been rated Dilligaff and is intended for open-minded audiences. If the truth offends you, or if you are allergic to focused intensity, intellectual athleticism, or the occasional F-bomb or even irreverent humor, please switch off now. If your delicate sensibilities need to be worried about or addressed, might we recommend the Underwater Basket Weaving channel to you? Otherwise, sit back, enjoy the wisdom, insight, and wicked sense of humor.
Cut the crap. How many times a day do you want to say that to politicians, the elite, the loony liberals, the fake news media, and the gender-confused, emotional socialist snowflake crowd? Cut the crap is your secret weapon for fighting for our freedoms and our great republic. It all begins with a massive mental enema, freeing you from the toxic news and politically correct views, which constipate your consciousness with stinking thinking. Your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer. He's known for calling out politicians and telling them to cut the crap. You've seen him on virtually every television network and listened to him on Coast to Coast Radio. And now he's here to help you learn to fight for America. Culture, race, and American politics. They all have one thing in common. They all need to cut the crap. Now, here's your host, Jovan Hutton Pulitzer.
Hey, you crap addict. You crapaholic. Hi, my name is Jovan. I'm a crapaholic. You know how it goes when all of us get together for group. This is group. Been there, done that. True. True. So I know what group's like. My addiction of choice in the past was sex. Never drugs or anything like that, not even alcohol. Right? I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it right. I'm not going to do it with the synthetic stuff. I was watching some of the chats. I was watching some of you when I was talking about daycare. Gail said had to put 2 through that. Yep. Hey, Foxy Joe, how's your zipper doing? Foxy Joe had a chest open a few years back. Nice looking guy, looks like Santa Claus with a zipper in his chest. Isn't that good? We were talking about money at the beginning. No loans, awesome. No debt, awesome. That's the way to be if you can do it. Right? So this is about kind of, let's talk. Right? I want to know, what do you think's going on? Huh? What do you think's going on, guys? Are we doing good? I can tell you in my world, I think all of us that are, let's just loop us into a group called conservative broadcasters. There's something really weird going on Twitter. They've got all kinds of bots. Greg, you're right. We're trying to restore a constitutional republic, and boy, is it a fight. But on Twitter, there's all kinds of bots. Something really weird's going on Rumble too. Right? Rumble has been kind of all of our go-to. I can't even have a freaking YouTube account if I wanted. They taken it from me 3 times, meaning they took the first one, and the 2 times I tried to get back on, they did those. And, all of a sudden you lose 250,000 subscribers that follow you or whatever. Followers just gone. So do you think we're doing okay? Do you think we're doing okay? By the way, I want to let you know. Let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can put it on my screen. Yes, I can. Hang on 1 second. The fight with Facebook is totally freaking useless, right? Thousands of you have reported that my page got hijacked, and we've reported their page has been hijacked, and Facebook doesn't give a rat's ass. Just doesn't do anything about it. Okay? They don't care. And so we had to create a brand new Facebook, just, so because there's a lot of people that like to get the feed off of Facebook. That's their place. Here's the page. Right now, it's very possible, and I want to let you know, the URL is just Facebook/Jovan Hutton Pulitzer official. I can't even get my name anymore. Right? I couldn't even get my own name because it got hijacked and taken over. 100,000 people, 90,000 people follow there. Boom. I can't do squat about it. Right? But here's the catch. They won't let me broadcast for 60 days. I guess they do that to protect people, setting up a fake account and, hitting you with a quick broadcast or whatever. But make sure if you want to get it on Facebook, they don't archive the programs anymore. They used to have them archived forever. Now they only keep the lives and stuff, I guess, for 30 days. Right? And so all weird kind of things are going on. I really think if I watch the data, I think the systems, meaning the bad guys, the system's worried about something coming out. I don't know what it is, but I think the system is worried about something coming out that the system doesn't want you to know. By the way, if you're new to my program, and it's not like I'm loosey-goosey and ADD. I got about 12-foot screens in front of me, and I try to watch all the different chats. Hell, I can't even tell if the Getter chat's working. Is the Getter chat working, guys? Right? Montana Finn says, swallows well and shift for brains, right? Look, I'm a big free speech advocate. If you want to say screw the government and I hate the president, you have the right to say screw the government and I hate the president. If you don't believe that, then you are taking one big fat crap on everybody who served in our militaries to protect our country, so we have that right. You are dishonoring their death. What's the left doing? Trying to shut it all up, right? It's a really funky system. Now, I do believe there are things. That should not be allowed. Here's one for you. To 86 something means to kill it. To 86 something means kill it. And it's on a beach, and somebody in Shells has put 8647. You've probably seen this, but that's Comey. Yeah, FBI Coney Island dog, right? Remember him? This is his post. Oh, let me put my old man eyeballs on. Coal shell formation on my beach walk. The only thing he got right is he is a beach. Son of a beach. Right? Young Soros did the same thing. How is this okay? Supposedly, I hear they're already going to give him a pass on it. But you know what? This is one aspect of free speech that he can say it, but that particular statement is against the law. Even that insinuation is against the law. Some are saying he acted like he didn't know what it meant. You're right. Rhode Island. I thought I heard some rumors of this, Gail. Rhode Island raising the Palestinian flag over their capital. Right? Gnarly Doe, Jovan on Rumble saying they're not sure if that Comey thing's real. Evidently, it's his blue check account. It's his blue check account. It's not a faked one. I looked at where people were pumping it up and cash, right? Confirmed it. It's real. It's not a fake account. But you see how politicians can go, well, I didn't know. I didn't know I couldn't have my own server. Oh, I didn't know I couldn't pass an appropriation bill for $1 billion and they send me back $300 million commission. I thought that was just a donation because they liked me. So how can the person that was supposed to be for the law, right, do stuff like that that's obviously against the law? And you're right, he'll squirm out of it. People are saying he claimed that he didn't know what it meant. See it? I told you, he didn't ask you, didn't know my job. I didn't know. Here you go, hang on. I'm going to address this, right? I'm going to address this, but I'm going to address it for two reasons. Okay, let me give you an example. Hang on. We're going to do a live test. I'm going to do a live test with you. We're going to watch it. You're going to watch it happen in action. Now, number one, St. Thomas. Thank you for the tip on Rumble. And you're right. See potential but lack results. I hate that. People are getting complacent. I believe that. But your last sentence, I want to let you know something. You have freedom of speech to say that. 100%. Now, here's the catch. There is a tactic among all of this that when things like these appear in chat or whatever, that they use it as an excuse to ban your account, saying, I promoted it. I can't erase the bottom you said, but what I would say is, even though the left says stuff like that and they get away with it, people on the right don't. And they can perceive it as a threat. Now, I know you try to tread lightly. And so I guess you mean go Frankenstein on people. Remember from the movie Frankenstein when they chase him to the windmill? I personally, and you're right, we do not promote violence no matter what. Use your words wisely. I'll give you an example. If that was to become a big issue, one person posting that affects thousands. So we want to be exceptionally careful about that. By the way, I want to let you know one thing. I want to ask for your assistance. I've been talking with other various broadcasters and stuff about this. On Twitter, here's the newest rig they're doing. Okay? When I post something, a post directly from me, you're almost immediately going to see a bot post. Oh, I want to thank Mr. Menendez. He made my $1 turn into $10,000 in 7 hours. It's a blessing. God bless him. And they'll tag an account. Well, that's financial spam. It's junk. But it's all bots. And so what they're doing to us, let me tell you how this rig works. You see it, and because you care about the program, you actually report it as spam, which has been the normal modus operandi for a long time. Yeah, I cut my thumb. See that this morning? I don't know how the hell I did it. But here's the deal. Let me tell you what happened. Normally, because all of you care about all of us broadcasters, you see that spam. What do? You report them, then you block them. They have weaponized the reporting. Been testing this and watching this, right? Weaponizing and reporting. So what they do is they flag the account as something where there's an abundance of that type of spam. So you need to help us all out. I know you're trying to protect us, and God bless you. But from now on, don't report it. Just block them. We've gone back methodically. We're looking at everything, right? You know, we all kind of work in this together, and you've been reporting it. Thank you. But now they've weaponized that because they're allowing it to associate with the account and saying the account is the attractant. And so they hamper the account. So from now on, if you would please just block it. Just block it. And God bless you for watching out for us. But that's the newest act they've done to us all. And here's why. Consistently across conservative broadcasters, you see the same bots doing the same thing. Now, you know, data shows you everything, right? Here's another interesting thing you should know. So block it, don't report. Block it, don't report. Block it for you. We block it here. That way they can't see our stuff. We'll just chew up their bots, right? If they got 1,000 bots, we're going to have to do 1,000 blocks. But eventually we'll chew up their bots. But don't report it. But here's a very interesting thing. All of us, as we talk about these things in the background, because we're subject to attacks all the time, when we then audit all the conservative so-called broadcasters and we look at their accounts, there are certain accounts which a lot of us consider nefarious actors within conservative movement. It's not happening on their accounts. What does that tell you? The data always tells you. St. Thomas, yep, be a light in a dark place. And we got to clean up the crap. Amen. God bless you. Thank you for that tip. God bless you. You're right. This is a fight between light and darkness. Where's that video I played you a while back? Let me see if I can find it real quick, because I'm telling you, this woman freaking nailed it, right? Freaking nailed it when it comes to what are we dealing with, what's really going on. And I've always known my entire life we're all here just to, you know, fight darkness and do good. You know, dark forces have been after all of us for a very, very, very long time. And if you go back in history, you find that all civilizations, all leaders, all people have always fought this stuff, right? And it's kind of hard to sometimes connect that what we're all going through is in fact biblical in nature. We tend to think, okay, that happened then, and that was back in the Bible, and demons and angels and spirits and all this other stuff. And we don't realize that never went away. Evil never gave up. Evil never gave in. Think about that for a moment. We're all connected by that continuous string of evil fighting to control us, for thousands of years. Anyway, check this lady out. Let me put up a little screen so you don't have to see me picking my nose in the background. I'm not.
I think the greatest deception of this generation is the fact that y'all still think this is about black versus white, and it's not about light versus darkness. Y'all still think this is about race and not spirituality. It has always been about light versus darkness, holiness versus wickedness, people who are walking in good versus those walking in evil. There is a great line, and God is really drawing a line saying, choose this day who you will serve. Are you going to be on the side where you serving God, or are you going to be on the side where you serving the devil? There's this story about this fence. There's a guy who's at the middle of this fence, and on one side of the fence there is the enemy, on the other side of the fence there is God. And the enemy is telling him, hey, if you come over to my side, I can promise you wealth, I can promise you fame, I can promise you everything that you ever desired. And then God is saying, no, if you come to this side, I could offer you eternity, I could offer you peace, joy, wisdom, I can offer you so much more. But the guy is like, honestly, I like what both of y'all are offering. How about I don't choose either and I just sit right here on the middle of the gate? I could dabble in over here when I get ready, dabble over there when I get ready. And then eventually the time runs out and his light is snuffed out. He runs out of time. And he opens his eyes and he realizes he's surrounded in the presence of the enemy by spiritual darkness. And he goes, no, wait. I didn't choose this. I said, I didn't choose either of you. I didn't choose you. Why am I on this side? And the devil goes, I created the fence. So I'm saying all this to say, choose this day who you're going to serve, because you cannot afford to be indecisive. This is not the season of indecision. This is the season where you choose this day who you are going to serve, because this is not about race anymore. That was a principality that happened in a different time. Now we're in a different season where the principality is about spirituality. It's about good versus evil. And you know, everything is out in the open, both wickedness and goodness, wide out in the open. There's a revival, okay? A revival taking place of God's people. But there's also an exposure of wickedness like we have never seen it before. It's right in our faces. It's so blatant. It's so audacious that you gotta know that there's a great divide in the earth today. And if you are on the wrong side, you are going to be mad. So to my brothers and sisters in Christ, if you are hearing this, choose this day who you gonna serve. You cannot afford to be indecisive, to be dibbling and dabbling in every little bit of everything. No. God is saying, do away with your idols, do away with your sin, and choose this day who you gonna serve, because you cannot afford to sit on the fence.
I just think she describes it very well, right? That, why is that showing upcoming? That's interesting. Why does it show it upcoming? Okay. I guess something got programmed wrong. Anyway, she's right. It's light and darkness. It is light and darkness. And we're caught in the middle of it. Now, I know some of you, look, think about all the things that Doge has uncovered. We see it now even more clearly than we've ever seen it before. And we know it. But nothing is getting done. Yeah, somebody's saying there's 2 shows pending upcoming on my Rumble. Now I now see it. So something must have happened in the programming where one program didn't run. It still shows upcoming. We'll fix that, right? But anyway, you're right. Who says that? For Lord always. Evil comes in many forms. I too am concerned that when I see just the most powerful 100 days we've ever seen for any leader we've had in the United States of America, what's going on with the prosecutions? What's going on with getting things run out? And I'm now seeing a resurgence of, oh, don't worry, it's part of the plan. You don't understand how important the House is. They're doing a few more things to let more people in the House commit crimes, and then they're going to wipe out 2/3 of the House. Can I just ask you a question? How would anybody know that? I mean, you ever thought about it? How would anybody know that? Because these people aren't saying, well, here's my opinion of what's going on. Right? Here's my opinion of what's going on. Isn't that weird? And again, we have to look at it across all spectrums. Look, I want to share a story with you that all of this reminds me. Somebody says they're playing politics for the midterms. Very possible, very possible. Maybe they're trying to scare the cockroaches. There could be that too. It's a little bit of psychological operation against the bad guys. I can see that. But I still don't like that shit, right? We got an enemy. It's our government. And you're right, evil needs your permission. That's the deal. That's the key. Evil needs your permission. That's why I've always told you it's about words. But let me tell you a story that I think is relevant. In the Old Testament, I believe it's the book of Malachi, right? I believe it's the book of Malachi. And in the book of Malachi, there is a passage. And by the way, I am not preaching to you. Don't let's clap hands and pray together. I don't do that, okay? Right? That's not what it is. And but this one is, what happened? Is very relevant. And I just thought I'd share it with you because it just being refreshed in my memory about it hits me like a ton of bricks. Wampanoag, my favorite Wampanoag native person. God bless you for supporting our incredible program. God bless you, right? God bless you. And thank you for your support. But right, at some point in the equation, common sense must enter. And people sometimes forget that. St. Thomas, thank you again. Torches for light. Pitchforks for cleaning up the crap. There you go. Jovan, you've been the one person we could follow online that we know is always giving us the truth. My family prays for you daily. God bless you and thank you for that. If I ever shared some of the real truth about just how bad these demonic attacks are on my family because of now the work I do, it would shake your world. I tend not to talk about all of it. But St. Thomas, you have no idea how thankful I am for the prayers that you pray for me and my family. Thank you. Now, Veteran Commander says, Jovan needs your money. That's over on Getter, right? Let me see if I can put this over here. Let's look at this, okay? Because it's very interesting. Now here's what I'm going to show you a little bit of discipline and before I get to this book of Malachi. So hang on. Veteran, VETERANCOMMANDER. Okay. I'll give you a little bit of a lesson in how all this attack shit works online. So this particular person has come into Getter. Their comment and contribution is, Jovi needs your money. But when you look behind the person, this is what you see. It's just a bullshit account. It's just a bullshit account designed specifically, right, to troll. that's a prime example of how embedded this darkness is and everything we fight every day. Right? And again, St. Thomas, you have no idea how much it means that you pray for myself and my family and everything. Thank you very much. Because it's been an attack. But let me share something with you that I found very interesting. If you were to, and I think it's the I'm liver. I'm live. Greg, you're the bomb, and I love you, brother. Thank you so very much. Anyway, I think it's the book of Malachi. This is not a preaching session. This is a teaching session, okay? And it talks about it. The analogy it gives is God's a silversmith. God's a silversmith. And you're probably thinking, what the hell do you mean God's a silversmith? Well, if you had to think of a silversmith, right? And by the way, Denny, man, thank you. Thanks for all the great sharing. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you guys for sharing the program. Anyway, so let's go on a little bit of a journey. It basically says back in Old Testament that God is a silversmith. And so if you were to look at a silversmith, right? And say we wanted to take a little class field trip and go back into old times in a silversmith, you would literally find a person that what they did was basically pounding rock to ground the ore, right? Because you got to refine silver. Pounding rock to ground the ore and to hammer out the little bitty bit. So can you imagine that some of the things that we go through in life that you wonder why, does God do this to us? You can imagine, yeah, we've all been pounded out, the very little bits in our being to kind of bring out that goodness, right? And then there's this old saying, you've probably heard it, tempered by fire. It has many applications. One of it is the more that you temper and kneel and fold over on itself and pound steel, you get a better sword. However, if you were to go back in time at the silversmiths, the first thing you see is the act of the mining and the excavating and the hammering and the grounding out the ore. And eventually you get a little bit of silver. And what does the silversmith do? They kind of heat it up and amalgamate it out, but it's not done yet. We're talking about making pure silver. So what does the silversmith do? Well, the silversmith takes that little nugget of raw silver and holds it right out to the center of the fire, not the side, not just let it cook a little bit, puts that ugly nugget that's not purified, puts it in the center of the damn fire, right? To get it started. It's got to go right in the center of the heat. By the way, Kubota-san says, Jovan, one item that's very important if the DOJ starts prosecuting these traitors, we need a large percent of the citizens to believe the evidence. It's a huge issue, and you're right. We'll talk about that next. So the silversmith takes that little nugget, puts it right in the heat of the fire, gets it up to the degrees it's working with. And so if you were to ask the silversmith, in this case God, because the analogy in the Old Testament is God's a silversmith, it talks about being put in the center of the fire. And one of the things for all of us that helps us really get our shit straight is being put in the center of the fire. But then it says that God just sits there and watches. Okay, hang on one second. Okay, it only gets better. Hold on. I guess got to make sure I do this. Hang on. I want to understand what this one is. So God is said to just sit there and look at it. So if we were to ask the silversmith, why do you just sit there and look at it? The silversmith will reply, I'm just watching it go through the fire. Now, that could be a good analogy, right? Just God's just kind of watching it go through the fire. But then if you were to ask God, well, how do you know when it's ready, when it's pure silver? Do you know what that is? And I'm looking something up. Do you know what the silversmith will tell you? Anybody? The silversmith sits and watches, which seems for an eternity, watches this thing in the fire, waiting to get it to the state of being pure, to the state of, I guess, being ready, right? And so you ask in this scenario, remember, this is Book of Malachi, you're talking about God. You sit there for so long watching. And the first answer is just watching it react in the fire, watching it get purer and purer. And then finally you ask, well, how do you know? How do you know when it's ready? And you know what the answer of the silversmith is, and why this is in the Old Testament, and why it's the perfect analogy? Because when it's pure, the way the silversmith knows that it has reached its purity level, right? And burned off all the impurities after they've burned up and burned off. The silver maker can see his reflection in it. You're right, it's a mirror. The analogy is we go through all this, and the point that we really reach it, I guess it's pleasing God, is he can see his reflection in it. Isn't that awesome? Hey, by the way, Satan's joined us. Satan for Trump. Mukaka! Are you not in C-Cut? Okay, well, first up, I think Mukata means shithead, right? Mukaka? It's Brazilian music, but I think it means shithead. Hold on. C-E-C-O-T. C-Cut. I'm going to go back and make sure I'm reading this right. Are you not in C-Cut? CCOT, I guess here, CCOT is a terrorism confinement center. Maximum security prison in Toluca, El Salvador. Okay, so now I get the Mukaka. Mukaka. Why are you not in CCOT? Hinamayam. Okay, so we got this one. Ready? Fuck, dude. So he went from being Hispanic to now he's a surfer boy. Let me get this right. Mukaka. Why you not in CCOT? Then 40 some odd seconds later goes, fuck, dude. I had my CIA contacts look for you. Okay, well, Satan for Trump. Man, this is a real zero. No followers, no following. Oh my God, Satan for Trump, you need some promotion. How can we help you get some followers? Oh, geez, I must block you. Oh, geez. But thank you for reaching out to me from south of the border. Somebody needs their meds today. Isn't it interesting, though? I love this. Talk about light, the demons roll out. Talk about truth, the demons roll out. Hey, you can't talk to me that way. I'm double aught. I'm double aught buckshot for Satan. 00. I'm not going to fault you for being a 00. In fact, I'm not going to talk about your penis size anyway, but here they come. Mukaka, you're not in CCOT. Maid in Spanish, it means maid. Okay, maid. Thank you very much. Housemaid. I do have a question then. If I was in CCOT and I'm a maid, are they going to provide me with a sharp, jagged stick to sit on? Mukaka. I am the moon. I reflect the sun. Okay. It's very funny when this stuff rolls out, right? They do. So let's go back to Jovan. One item that is very important. If the Department of Justice, right, starts prosecuting these traitors, we need a large percent to believe the evidence. It's a huge issue getting people to believe evidence. And the problem with getting people to believe evidence is people, right? Oh, he was talking about LeBron James' French maid outfit, talking about Diddy's parties. I look horrible in a little French maid's outfit. Sorry. Anyway, here's the problem with this. All it takes is one supposed conservative broadcaster to throw shade on evidence to bring it into question. And that will happen. And so, yes, getting people to believe the evidence is big. But that also tells you, just like what happened in the 2020 election, it took both sides to do what was done. It took Democrats and Republicans working together to pull off 2020 and what they're trying to do right now, right? Right? 2020, it took both sides. Don't you agree? And so when it comes to broadcasters and broadcasting stuff, you've got to understand All it takes is one conservative broadcaster to put out there, this is fake, it's not real, right? And it begins the ball rolling. And it begins the ball rolling. That's the problem we have. And that will be one of the greatest problems we have with the evidence. But I want to thank you guys for the love today, by the way. Just thank you for the love. But the sadist masochist side of me really wants to thank all these people for the loves. Jovan likes my comments. Satan for Trump has now become tariffs. Oh, no. You can't be for tariffs, Satan. Tariffs are no good. Well, this one has a little more clout. Look at that. Has a little more clout. Now, I always say that if you really want to know who you're dealing with, okay, one of the best things you can do is take a look at who they are. So I'm going to teach you a lesson here. Is that okay? What do you think? Is that a lesson? Let me show you a lesson. So we now have, okay, Jovan, that's my comment. You know, we've been going through this broadcast. But let me show you how intellect will always win. Remember, it takes two sides. And part of what I'm telling you about is the rat bastardism, the fight between good and evil. So let me teach you a lesson. We had him as Satan boy the first time. Let's see if I can find his comments again. I want to give him the tribute he deserves. There's one, and I guess here's two. So the first time we got him, he was a veteran commander. Right? The second time we got him was Satan for Trump. The third time we got him, Tariff. Jovan likes my comments. Ha ha. Commie is scared. Oh my God. Did you tell everybody I'm a communist? What am I going to do? I don't know what to do. You have just outed me with truth. Oh my God. What do I do? You have exposed me for the communist I am. Okay, let me teach you how to do this. When you get a troll, let me show you how this works. Right? Watch this. And you know what? Flattery will get you everywhere. Okay? But I'm going to show you, right? Do some more racism. You are fucking funny. Thank you. I am a racist. I embrace it. I don't deny it. I fucking am a human racist. Yes, I know beyond a shadow of a doubt, there is the human race. It's true. Fact check me. There is the human race. And I am 100% backing right behind the human race. Anyway, let me show you this. I'm going to turn this into a teaching lesson because out of all bad comes good. My job is to turn it to the light. So let me give you a little bit of light. When you have this kind of stuff going on, okay, right? When you have this kind of stuff going on, what you want to do in all of this is you just kind of want to make sure who or what you're dealing with, okay? Who or what you're dealing with. Now, if you're consistent in this, if you consistently work through this and take the tips I'm about to show you, it's amazing what you can find. So let's look at this account, tariffs, which is the last one you posted in. Well, when you jump to tariffs, on this particular one, you see following 4, followers 11. Well, one of the way they keep track of this, you can always kind of see where they troll or where they originate from. They kind of want to see where it goes. But here's more important. When you click who follows them, what you actually get to see, if you take the time, right? If you take the time and you looked at this account, you will find that almost 100% of the accounts are foreign. Zinbai, they have one MAGA mama. Then you find something interesting. You find Real America's Voice Moderator 1. Then you find Kai Oengle. Then you find Miles Gold Zengdong. Then you find a fellow by the name of Bob Eckert, who follows me. Then you find this Dylan in Asia, Chinese Federalist, who follows me. Then you find another Chinese account who follows me. Then you find another Chinese account who follows me. When you look at who follows them, and then you have somebody here, President Trump is a wartime president of all military occupancy and continuity of government. That's a Qer. If you were to look under the sheets, which most people don't know, they follow themselves, and that's how one account gets tagged. So when they post, it also pings the other account so they can see what's going on, so they can hop to the next account. And when you look at it, you're able to see all the fake accounts they have, but invariably, right? You see the bad accounts. And in these accounts, you get a true grip of how this works. Now, everybody should do this. You should learn how to do that. This is how this is a teaching moment. You might even wonder in my stuff, why do I even do it? I do it is because if you can learn how all this works, okay, and you got to understand that the people that do this don't have lives. They don't have lives. But if you understand how the system pays people to attack you, yes, they're paid actors. And if you don't know how to fight it, and that's what most people don't do, especially broadcasters, they have no idea how to fight it. Okay? So I'm going to show you something, and I'm going to show you something really interesting. Now, I want you to pay attention. Is that okay? I truly want you to pay attention, because there's a reason I show all this stuff. Okay? The reason I show how all of this works, okay, is you've got to look at everything that's connected, and you eventually find out who the source is by common deduction. Well, remember tariffs? Well, now tariff is CNBC News. Who am I dealing with? Fat fuck fagga commie? dudes follow you around the world, Jovi? Well, again, you go to the account. Again, you want to see the followers. Okay? You want to see the followers. Now, when you dive into the followers, now see what I'm doing here is I'm steadily chewing up the bots. But it's really interesting the common denominators of the followers that follow this troll. Here are the real people that are behind these things. And they try to hide. And so you see both sides of the coin here, right? They'll have their accounts they play as patriots. Then they'll have their accounts where they're actually shills. And what happens in this is you're able to see really where it's all concentrated from. And so that's why a lot of you ask me, why do I even bother with the trolls? Because I know how to go back. And so by looking at their accounts, I understand every follower they have, and you look for the commonalities. Right? Now, the commonalities we have in this are that they operate two types of accounts. The first type of account they operate are patriot accounts. One of these has 105,000 followers. One of them has 27,000 followers, but that account follows 332,000 people. Now, I want you to understand those dynamics, okay? I want you to understand the dynamics of how this works. And so when you do the backtracking, and you got to do the backtracking, and I hope this works, right? You begin to see how they do the Trojan horse. And as you look back, you see this particular one, 332,000 people following, but they gather a following of that of 27,000 followers, which makes them look credible. This is how the whole panopticon works. How every bit of it works. Okay? So this is how you want to know how they infiltrate you and how do they follow all your work is you have to understand, you got to put in the work. Nothing's for free. So let's look at a second account. Same common account to all of them. We started with the first troll. There you go. This one plays like it wants to take down the CCP. But see, it had to follow 557,000 people to get 39,000 followers. You're beginning to learn how this works, folks? You're beginning to see how this works? This is where they create identities. Now, what's really interesting, when you look at these operations and you really understand where they come from, you almost always will find the patterns. You will find the patterns in how they do this. So we realize when we're looking at their numbers, right? How many they follow, what they do, whatever, in order to do it. So they use the low-laying accounts, no followers, double lot followers, or whatever. You'll find they'll follow hundreds of thousands to try to get there. This one follows 332,000 to get 27,000 followers. This one follows 557,000 to get 39,000 followers. Get ready. One common denominator between all the shill accounts, you can always find out where it originates from. This one is considered a popular creator. It follows 683,000 to get 105,000 people following it. That the truth be known, you probably couldn't even verify this person, but you will always find the American anchor follower that will create a following that will look credible, right? That will look credible. And this is how they create the accounts. It is an entire industry. An entire industry. Now, what they'll do is they'll burn accounts. Okay. And they'll burn accounts. And they come up with names. They try to remember common names that do it. But what they want to do, the way they hash through these accounts, is they got to continue to do this morphing process. Now, when you really run the morphing, now this is where the lesson comes in. If you have the time and you really want to understand where it comes from, you got to have the patience to deal with these people. You got to have a patience to deal with the post. Why? Because as you continue to go through it, now we saw that big Eckerd account, right? Well, here is their newest one, right? Here is their newest one. Now, this one, you would think it's conservative. Snowflake Melter 666. You always got that Satan tie. Isn't that interesting? You always got that Satan tie. Now, as you go through this process, only then, if you're willing to run it down, they begin to use up their accounts. Here it is. They begin to use up this account. Now, it only has 3 followers. But do you remember I told you at all of them is the base of the real account? I showed you this. You see these names, right? You see them all over the place. At the base is the real account. Well, here's the newest one. Snowflake Melter 666. But it only has 3 followers. And eventually you find the common denominator. Popular creator, SupremeMasterTV.com. Follows 265,000. Has 30,000 net followers. Here is the top level account. Be vegan, make peace, love 333. This is what people don't do, and this is what people don't understand about the battle of good and light. Yeah, it's a Ponzi scheme, but this is the way they do it. Now, the question I have is, see, they try to get people to follow them. SupremeMasterTV.com. That is the anchor one. So let's look at this. SupremeMasterTV.com. Ooh, is that what it is? Supreme, SUPREME, MasterTV.com. SupremeMasterTV.com. Ho, 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 ho. Well, here you go. Now, when we finally get to, okay, what's the base of operations? You know, what are they really driving people to? It looks like all of their shit's synthetic, right? So let's kind of look who they really are. So where it really goes is SupremeMasterTV.com. Oh, I haven't put it up yet. So let's really see at the core of it all, as we drive these down, who are these people? Who's doing it? Well, it looks like it's some sort of offshore account. It's Asian or Malaysian, claimed to be Christian. Here's the urgent message. Click for more details.
God said that the earth will explode from 1st of June,
Will
2025
explode the 1st of
until
June. Did you see that? The earth will explode. Were y'all able to hear sound on that? Put it in chat. Were you able to hear sound on that? These are how these systems work. And click here, join now. I love you a long time. Well, I'm all for that, but damn it, you got to be nice to me if you want to love me long time. Well, who is Supreme Master? I am Supreme Master. Thank God Almighty. Thank God Almighty for everything. I love you. Supreme Master TV Max. Blessings, your blessings at home, 1 hour every day, 9 p.m. Hong Kong. I love you long time. My long time to love you. Mindful breathing and meditations, third generations, animal cultural traditions, near-death experience exploring heavens, no revelations for President Donald Trump, God-chosen leader America, Buddha or Messiah, who's been waiting for you. It's going to happen on now, July 27th. SM Celestial Clothes Vegan Slogans. Ooh, we also do babies. Prohibition of abortion and religion. We're going to do the awakening. Now, let me ask you a question. Who believes that somebody that manufactures these type of accounts has anything to do with love or awakening? Anybody? Does anybody really believe this has anything? Yes, the world is going to explode on June 1st, but I stop it with my rainbow carpet, but you must send me $1,000. Hey, we got another account. I want to find this one. I want to know this one. So I cannot stay away from Jovan. I must follow him so much because I love him so much. He good guy. I love long time. He my friend. Remember, I said I'm racist. Now supposedly, right? Supposedly, I want to let you know that I'm a failure. You understand that, right? I am a failure. I'm failure. How about this? Whoever this is must have a long hung dong for me. Why? No, boom, boom. Because it's back as 45, 47 years. Whoa. Oh, yes, this is the years. Now, oh, man, people. Hang on, there it is. Okay, get ready. Isn't it funny? The same accounts follow. Wow. How do the same accounts follow? They follow long time, all same people who have time to create such stupid accounts. Okay. Now, what you've seen me do here in this exercise is why you shouldn't run from trolls. Never. Because by engaging with the trolls and by doing your homework, I am able to see their entire network. Every little account they had to go to, right? Every little account they had to go to. And you just run it down. You just run it down. And if you run it down, if you take the time, this is how not only can you do yourself a favor, but you understand as you let these people follow you, okay? As you let them follow you, unfortunately, you're dragging your friends into it. And you want to take care of you really do want to take care of your friends, right? And so if you run down these accounts, now what you're going to do is you keep them from seeing your profiles too. Let me make sure I got this right. I think I got it right. Ooh, wait, hang on. Matanga. Matanga. Again, it's another one that follows me. So these are tab accounts. Okay. So here's one, another one pretending to be real. Had to track it down. Let's just see how far this panopticon goes, right? So we get a look. Okay, where's the other main account? Well, you got this Mantanga. I don't want Mantanga. I want the black steak mamo. Okay, so let's look at Mantanga. Oh, now this is interesting. Let me share my screen with this. You'll like this. So where's my thing? This is a tangent that's worth it because you can learn, right? And that's why I do these things. So hang on. Share screen. Go here. Go here. Go here. Look at this. For some reason, it is connected to getter support and help. But is that the real thing? Let's look at the 2 followers. Ooh, bingo. See how it kept on narrowing down, narrowing down, narrowing down? And so, yeah, oh, yeah, Mantanga. It followed 836,000 accounts, and I got 51,927 followers. Well, what do? You go there, and there's your base account. Ready? Bye-bye. The other one I'd already done. See right here? Bye-bye. If you're willing to chase these to ground, all they have to do is yes, it's time. She don't eat meat. She don't eat meat. She just lick it real good. You know, the world we live in, isn't it interesting? The world we live in. Let's see if we got any other user. So much fun. It's almost impossible to create these accounts with AI, but you will find thematic or numeric anchors, right? Satan, 666. The opposite accounts on the good side were 333, right? Hate Trump, love Trump. They use opposites going back and forth to be able to drive these things because, remember, you got to remember all of these IDs. Now, most people say, don't fuck with the trolls, don't whatever. Here's what I'm telling you, folks. You do control your own destiny when it comes to this. I'm just deleting all this screen share set. And you do have power against the system. Now, if people didn't deal with this, literally, if people didn't deal with this and nobody bothered to do it, say, I also share, I'm also saving you too, because this enables them not to reach my broadcast. And by making sure they don't reach my broadcast, I'm also protecting you because it takes up your time. Jovan likes my comments. Haha, come scared. No, You just didn't offer me a big, fat, sharpened stick to sit on. You got to know the secret password, baby. So, yeah, if you have this going on, and even all the people that watch my program, the other broadcasters, here it is. This is how it works. This is what they do. Now, what did we show you? We showed you look at accounts that have a massive amount of people they follow. But if you look at their account numbers, it really looks like they must be important. 100,000, 105,000 people follow them on Getter. No, it's called clout chasing. And so they sit back and follow as many people as they can in a category. Now, this particular category was MAGA. So now they got all these MAGA people, and because people are collectors and they think I have 20,000 users, right? You basically can begin to backtrack it. Now, it's in your backtracking. If you're willing to backtrack. Now, not all people are willing to backtrack, okay? At all. Most people are not willing to backtrack. But if more people took the time to try to run these down, and this is just factoring, folks. They factor, right? They factor stuff in, okay? If you took the time, you eventually you're able to kind of see everything that happens, and you can find out where it comes from. And I'm telling you, it's incumbent upon you to find out where it comes from. Okay? Because you just gotta backtrack it, folks. They never stop. You got to chew up their accounts. And so when you talk about the stuff I do, you gotta work on it. And so, stupidest shit in the world, but it's true. Here it is, coming back. Jovan has a show on getting ass kicked in comments. No. You, same bot, following 17 followers, and the same fucking anchor followers. Why don't you just come on? Look, I'm in chat, okay? Here's a link. Come on. Don't hide. You don't have to hide. Why would you hide? Okay? Why would you hide? Don't hide at all. Don't hide. I will give you my platform. You expose me to the world and tell people how I'm a commie and how you're right or how I'm wrong or whatever the case may be. It's okay. It's okay. But you don't have to hide. Just because I expose your scam for getting accounts, right? Doesn't mean you have to hide. I'll let you on. Just ask. I'll let you on. But every one of these, like this newest ID, as you go through these, I'm going to show you how this war works. As I go through, and now what I'm doing behind the scenes is I'm going through all the common linkage. Well, the common linkage all share the same thing. Every one of them. Here you go. Look at this account. Welshin Bupo 7749. Well, we've already seen this 7749 in one of the other accounts. New Federated State of China, 145,000 point accounts they're following to get 12,000 followers. Folks, my only job, I think in any of this, is to do the best I can. To do the best I can. To try to help you understand how to fight this mess. And most people think they're powerless. You're not powerless. You can kick their ass too. And when you understand the trends, look here. Also, Spacewoman reporter news, 320,000.8 followers to get 41,000. Once again, total bullshit fake account. Total bullshit fake account. Now, what happens is you eventually, they'll come back with a fury, but that's not what matters. This is one thing you should do when you look at accounts, right? When you look at accounts, by the way, this is coming out of a Chinese bot farm, right? It's one of those guys sitting it, but here you go. 557.3 thousand people they follow to get 39,000 followers. So now this particular account is a disruptor account primarily based out of China as we monitor its traffic and look at it. Its goal is to also split in the Chinese sector. And so this one is basically a promoter, right, in the Chinese sector that works to one half of it is government propaganda, the other half of it is we want to federate it, China. Well, all of this is a manufactured butt farm. I know you hate it. I know it sucks, and yes, a lot of it is driven. In this case, now when it comes to the reporting, is driven by AI. But all I wanted to do in this is I just kind of wanted to show you how you look at the connected tentacles. And hang on, I went the wrong way. How you look this up. I'm going to do one more. Hang on. You show me your account right now. I wanna see who you are. I want. Probably typed it wrong. Hang on. I gotta put my old man glasses on. I can't see. Oh, I see. I have it right now. Oh, yes, I do. I have another. Okay, anyway. More of the story is don't give up. Don't give yourself away to this stuff. And at least you've seen behind the veil. At least you've seen how psychological warfare on social media works. You now got a very good idea. I want to thank you for participating today, Troll. It allowed me to actually teach thousands of people how to do this on their own. So I want to let you know, words mean things. And since you decided to troll me today, and I'm not afraid of it, about 7,000 people, just where you are, have now learned how to trace down all of your getter bots. And so I think your commander is probably going to be pissed at you, douchebag, is because you had such a hard on for me. But what you really did is you actually trained Americans and others to see through these accounts, to understand how to track them down, to find the common denominators, and to block you. So I want to let you know, even though your fake accounts against America, or your really accounts against America and fake accounts for America, you taught thousands of people. You taught thousands of people how to deal with this. And I want to let you know, you are now my new best friend. You are. Because anybody as dedicated as you, okay? And by the way, you got to understand a lot of these accounts are also used by people in the SEO business. Hang on. Right? In the SEO business. And this is how they pump up phony broadcasters. When you saw all those people following, this is how CIA or otherwise builds accounts to ramp up people and say, this is who you should follow. And they all kind of point back to the same thing. And this is how it works. This is what goes on. This is what's underneath this nastiest called social media. And this is why you can find somebody come out of nowhere with no background, no whatever, and all of a sudden they have 170,000 followers or whatever the case may be. It's by design. And it's created off of clout chasing, and it because people look at a number, right? Look at it. Well, he must be popular. I got to follow him. Look how many follow him. It's a game, folks. It's a game. Now, right now on YouTube, somebody who comes out of nowhere, supposing an ex-FBI person, talks about the stuff we all really want to talk about, but we get banned on YouTube. They're a new account within a year, do it, and they got 2 million followers. You have to question yourself. Now, why does the system do that? Why can somebody like myself that tells you the absolute truth of how this works, but I can't get on YouTube, right? Why do they do it? Because I'm going to tell you the absolute truth. I can't be controlled. Why will they take somebody who claims to have been a CIA person or whatever, let them have an account that's supposedly MAGA, and they'll say all the stuff you want them to say, and all of a sudden they got millions of followers? Because they are synthetically telling you who you should follow. You gravitate towards it because you see the numbers, and then they all play their game. Like if President Trump wants to do one particular thing or have one person in, let's say President Trump wants to appoint X person. All of a sudden, you'll see that account, that big account, turn on that one person. Why? It's warfare. And that's how they do it. Or you'll find somebody, if you'll look at all these accounts, a lot of these accounts followed Bannon. Now you can look at it two ways. Are these people trolling Bannon? Well, when I see his Getter feed, I'm not seeing that same kind of trolling. So why are all these accounts following Bannon? You have to ask yourself that. All of this connects. Every bit of this is how it connects. And it is how it is done in this modern world of absolute horseshit to try to tell you who you should believe and who you should follow. But if you don't do your homework, say you follow a top person and you look at their accounts, and all of a sudden you see these just over and over and over typical bullshit accounts. And once you know they troll, right? Once you know they troll, are we looking at somebody being propped up to come across as popular? To come across as an important person to follow? Well, see, that's for you to decide. Now, this is not what I intended today. Not at all. But isn't it interesting? We were talking about God and the battle for good and evil back and forth, and light and darkness, and all of a sudden this creeps in, and you learn from it. Now, here's the moral of the story. They decided to attack me for telling you the truth. But with the thousands of people watching this right now, if you just take the time, to look at the people that are following you, look for the keys I gave you, big ass, they follow a lot of people and get a little, you're going to find where they've infiltrated you. So what if you lose a follower? They weren't a follower. So what if your number goes down when you clean house? It doesn't fucking matter. They never were there for you. It's evil and it's working against you and it's using you to make it look like they're legit. Thanks for your prayers. And God, thank you so very much for bringing that out in this time of all of us talking, because I think you just bestowed a gift on all of us. I love you all. Thank you for your support of my program. Thank you so very much. The war is real. You see it, right? Now, you are the smartest patriot in the room and you know how to fight it. I love you all. Take care. Bye.
This crazy world is telling you your sons can be daughters and your daughters can be your sons. When will the madness stop? Never. So you have to decide, will you comply or defy? They tell us all, you will own nothing, eat bugs, and be happy. Is this why America's largest food processing plants and food supply plants keep burning down? Do you really think this is a coincidence? Of course not. The system is telling us right to our faces what they have planned for us. You have a choice. Comply or simply defy their plan for us all. Defy the system's plan and execute your own plan. Abundant, safe, secure natural food supply. Introducing the Food Forest Bible. This bestseller by Jovan Hutton Pulitzer is the single most complete, executable, easy-to-follow plan for sustainable, self-managing food production for self-sufficiency and food security. For the first time ever, a coffee table, heirloom quality full color book which unlocks the ancient secrets of creating a food forest. Imagine planting in a way which requires no digging, no pesticides, and creates massive ancient food abundance. No fooling. Food forests are the ancient secret to planning and planting once. And have your own Garden of Eden, which will feed your families for decade after decade. Buck the system. Buck the New World Order and order your very own copy of Jovan Hutton Pulitzer's Food Forest Bible. Learn how to create a sustainable, self-managing, natural food production for self-sufficiency and food security for your family. Side yard, small yard, backyard, backlot, or even lots of acres, the Food Forest Bible works for everyone. Order on Amazon, hardcover, softcover, or ebook. Don't comply. Expertly defy the system.